Hey, welcome back to another episode of Under the Baobab Tree podcast. My name is Amma and I'm so excited to share this beautiful episode with you. I think it's my favorite until now. Let's see what you think of it. Someone asked me via Instagram what it means to always choose love. I found that such a beautiful question, but honestly, Instagram was too small to answer it through there. So I decided to dedicate a podcast episode to it. First of all, I am not an expert in this. I'm also learning, trying my best. I'm making mistakes. I'm just going to share my reflections on this question. And I'm also very curious to hear from you. So send me a DM on Instagram or an email, reach out and let me know how this episode lands for you. Many years ago, I saw a movie called Amish Grace that touched my heart so deeply because without giving away the story, it showed me what love was. It was the forgiveness of a little girl in that story. It's so profound what happened there. And after that, I've also come across stories of parents who forgive the murderer of their child. Parents who are understanding and show their love. Phew. It's something that is still so difficult for me to understand rationally. For my ego, I think. But my heart and my spirit understand. What these parents are able to do in these situations is transcend their own pain, see the bigger picture, and see the hurt of the person who murdered their child. In my opinion, people who are able to do this are highly intelligent. Not necessarily intellectually intelligent. I mean, possibly too, yes, but we know we have different forms of being intelligent. There are a lot of people in this world that are not able to react like that or act like that because anger sits in the way, fear sits in the way, grief sits in the way, pain takes over. Some beliefs can sit in the way. And it's so normal. We are humans and part of the human experience is going through these emotions. I believe love is giving space for everything you feel, being kind to yourself, and being able to act or react from a place that doesn't hold these more, quote-unquote, negative emotions. I believe that's what choosing love is. It's a choice, and it's not always the easiest choice to make. Love also shows how we are all connected, how when you suffer, I suffer, and when I suffer, you suffer. We are one. This means, in my opinion, that when it comes to choosing love in relationship to others, you also need to give yourself love. I find the topic conditional and unconditional love very interesting. I think it's really not easy for us to love unconditionally, but I do believe it would be a beautiful goal. Many times we expect something or want something from the other, and if it's not there, we will feel disappointed or angry, and it will be difficult to love. Meanwhile, unconditional love is really about, no matter what, I still love you. No matter what you do, say, choose. I find that personally a very difficult one because in my reality, there are things that are okay and not okay. So just accepting anything no matter what or turning the other cheek, as Jesus taught us, is not how I see love necessarily, because turning the other cheek might mean that you yourself keep on denying your own needs, that you keep on suffering while the other one continues a certain behavior. And looking at that we are all one, it also doesn't make any sense to me to treat yourself badly for the sake of someone else, because energetically seen, that would eventually also influence the other. But eventually it's not about accepting it. You can still honor yourself or disagree, and love the other one wholeheartedly. Only that, as said, this is not the easiest task. I also believe love is a very non-judgmental place and therefore also way less dualistic than how we see life. What do I mean with that? I believe love has the overview, is able to see and understand different sides, and is able to appreciate them for who or what they are. Meanwhile, the way we think or operate is more like, you're good, you're bad. I believe love can see the good in the bad, and the bad in the good also. It surpasses the way we think and act, and therefore it unites. Love unites. It brings together. It is connection. And to me, love is the opposite of fear, which brings isolation and division. I also once read a story about an indigenous tribe in, I think it was South Africa, who, when someone did something wrong, would bring the person to the center of the village, and people would surround that person and say all the beautiful and great things about that person. Can you feel how deep this is? This is true healing. Instead of the approach of punishment and vengeance we so often want to take in this world. On a micro level in our relationships, but also on a macro level, like between countries. I think love has a lot to do with not wanting to change the other person or the other country, but accepting each other's differences. And it doesn't mean you need to hang out, but trying to change someone or force someone because of your opinion or because that's what you think is good? Why would we do that? On the other hand, also out of love, we can become very protective. Love can manifest itself in different ways. If someone tries to touch a mother's baby, the fierce love, the protectress you will see, you would think it's not love. But I believe that is love too. The mother protects out of care, out of love, because the babies are too vulnerable to protect themselves. I think it's a myth that love always feels good. It is one of the best feelings in the world to be loved, but sometimes we also need to let go out of love. And that doesn't always feel good. Sometimes we also have different love languages, and another might not feel loved by us, even though we are loving the person in the way we know how to. So what does it mean to choose love then? If you are both so different in the way how you show love, or if your needs are different, I believe communicating about what's going on in a situation like this is important. You can't suddenly change yourself, but you can try your best. You can listen to the other and try to understand. To summarize, for me, choosing love is choosing the well-being of yourself and the other. I really see love as an and story, where multiple outcomes and possibilities are possible, where it can be limitless even. Choosing love is not the easiest, it doesn't necessarily feel the best, but it is the opposite of fear. It is the opposite of division, control, force, oppression, and judgment. It is unity. And it is so much more than a rational mind can comprehend. If you feel it's difficult for you to choose love when it comes to yourself, or even in relationship to other people, like in setting boundaries or in really daring to show who you are and going for your dream, I created an online experience, Rooted Within, that might be just for you. It's for people who have an idea, a dream, want to bring it in the world, but are still scared or holding back. Or maybe for people who already started with their idea or dream, but are still not completely going for it. But it's also for people who want to bring their voice out more in the world, want to show more who they are, but are still scared to do this. And because we want to choose love, we don't want to be scared, right? We really need everyone on board right now to create this world that we want to see. So that's why I think it's so important. All of us, we really learn how to stay true to ourselves, grounded in ourselves, and that we know how to easily express ourselves without any fear. So if you're interested in this online journey that will be for multiple months, you can sign up on the waiting list. You can go to the show notes, write your email address and name over there, and you will be the first one who will be able to sign up. You can share this episode with friends or family who you think might also enjoy it. And I think that's it for now. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.